Welcome to another press conference announcing some new additions to our team. Very excited to announce the acquisition of Kyle Lowry and Landry Fields, one by trade, one by free agency signing. Both players are obviously pieces that we think address some of the things we set out to do this summer. This offseason had a few goals in mind. One, to address the future of the point guard position. I think we've done that. We've got a young, talented guard that is just coming into his prime. He's performed at a top 10 level in the point guard category the last couple of years, and feel that given the opportunity, given a chance to take over a team and be given the keys, so to speak, he's got a chance to continue to grow in that position and continue to develop into an elite point guard. And with Landry, we talked a lot about addressing the small forward production, the efficiency at that position, defense at that position, and we've got what we feel is an all-around player that will address multiple needs in terms of the wing production. His versatility, playing both the 3 and the 2 spot, defending multiple positions, and also scoring with good efficiency, especially given the roster makeup that we have. I think that it's a situation that's a very good fit for our team. We also made a few subsequent moves which obviously addressed the fact that we brought now 2 wing players in, Terrence Ross in the draft, but also Landry by free agency. So we feel that across the board, in a more general sense, the toughness quotient has increased quite dramatically. We're bringing 2 gritty, solid, strong, tough defenders in. We're bringing in more athleticism and, again, more efficiency with the production at their positions. So very pleased that these situations have played out the way they have. There was a lot of discussion about what we were going to do in free agency. We set out with a target, as you know, for a lot of reasons. Steve Nash was a name that was talked about. But for us to be in a situation to land Kyle via trade, which is something we wanted to do even if we had landed Steve Nash, it really did play out somewhat perfectly for us. So I'd like to welcome these 2 young men. I'm going to ask each of them to say a few words. Would like to make mention that Kyle has his lovely family here. Had a chance to spend some time with them last night. He's got a young son, 11 months old. He's a natural father. If he takes care of the ball the way he takes care of his son, we're going to see very few turnovers this year.
Here, it's a great opportunity for myself, for this team to grow, and as Brian said, given the keys, I think I can drive this car to a playoff team and make the expectation for our team to be better with the addition of myself and Landry, as Brian spoke on. I think the defense has gotten a lot better instantly with the big fella Jonas coming over. I think that helps, but I'm excited to be here. I really can't wait to step on the floor with this, the team, and see what T-Dot's all about.
Yeah, just kind of echoing what Kyle said. Very excited to be here. I think the core group of guys that are here is on its way up, and the fact that they brought me in, speaks volumes to me. The kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Kind of, yeah, just overall excited to be here. I know, what I'm capable of doing and able to produce for this team, will help out in the win column. So, like Kyle said, I think it's a great group of guys, and I think the theme here is just excited.
The ante with respect to the style in the locker room, and I know that you're going to get a few quotes out of these guys next to me as well this year, and it's something that I know the assembled media has been asking me to do for years. So, go ahead, open it up. Yep.
That go into your decision making, because we know that so much was in flux with moves happening? So were you looking at the roster saying, that's a big part of my decision, or just the overall picture?
Yeah, definitely. As I said earlier, I think the young core talent that's here is only on the rise. So the fact that I could come in and contribute to that team is a major reason why I came.
For me, I got traded here, and they brought me in, and even when I got traded, when I found out about the trade, I actually went online and looked at the roster, looked at YouTube clips of guys, and I just got even more excited, seeing the opportunity and the talent that's on this team and that has been assembled.
Steps up in your game. What are you working on this summer to advance your game further for next year?
I think I'm always working on my jump shooting. I'm always working on my conditioning. I'm always working on the vision of the game. I'm always trying to look forward to make myself better in all types of aspects of the game. I never really work on one thing. I always try to bring something new each year and also improving the things I know I'm good at. So this year, I'm working on things that I can't tell you about. You just have to see next year.
Landry, it's Doug Smith from the Toronto Star. Can you walk us through the 3-day period when you didn't know where you were going to play next year, and what was that like?
It wasn't too bad for me, to be honest. I knew that it was out of my hands after I had signed the offer sheet. And, with my faith, just put it in God's hands and didn't worry about it. Went on about my day. I'm sorry, what? Not necessarily. I was willing to go wherever. I just wanted to be a part of a winning team. And, if it was here or New York, I was going to give it my all.
Kyle, yesterday you tweeted a picture at 6 in the morning of you working out. Where did that drive and work ethic come from?
Just instilled from the family. My mother helped me do that, and I think it's discipline. You can get yourself up at 6 in the morning to do it. Go to work, do your job, and get in and get out. I think it's just something that shows a lot of discipline and what you're working on which is my craft of basketball. So I take pride in getting in the gym and getting my work done early and getting out.
Message for Kyle. Dana McKeel from Rogers TV. Kyle, you played basketball at Cardinal Doherty High School in Philadelphia. Did you ever think that you'd be here playing basketball at the Toronto Raptors after, your time in Philadelphia and Houston?
Not really. It's definitely when you don't think about it, but I had my guy Alvin Williams, which all you guys know. So I know a little bit about Toronto basketball. Watching him and being a big fan of his all my life, and now him becoming more of a big brother to me. So it definitely wasn't a picture in my mind, but now that I'm here, it's exciting and it's an opportunity that I'm so looking forward to it. I'm happy.
Landry, Claude Fake from TSN. A lot of people talk about your defense, but how excited are you about the potential on the offensive side to get more minutes, maybe get more looks than you would have gotten in New York?
I'm very excited. I think that was one of the main reasons why the Raptors were so, enticing to me. Not only could I come in and defend, but the opportunity, as you said, offensively was right there. So, happy to be here for that.
Josh Lewenberg, TSN Radio. For both you guys, of the players and coaches with this team, who is it that you're most looking forward to playing with or working with?
Kyle Lowry.
Landry Fields. I'm going to go back and that's a great answer. I mean, I'm just looking forward to last year I was talking a lot with Coach Casey when he was attempting to get the Houston job, so I know him a little bit. I know Johnny Davis from my Memphis days, but I'm looking forward to, honestly, looking forward to playing with Landry. I know he's a young athlete and can get out and run. DeMar, who can get out and run. Andrea, who can shoot the ball with the best of them in the league. You got other talent on this on the team that I'm just looking forward to going out there and throwing a few lobs to Landry and letting him go get it. Him and DeMar go get it.
Yeah, go ahead.
This one's for Kyle. I just want to ask you about your progression as a player. We know you from Villanova days with Alan Ray and those guys, and you came out after your sophomore season, but what we've noticed with the numbers is each year you've steadily become a better player. How high do you see the ceiling for yourself?
I don't give myself a ceiling at all. I think I'm just gonna keep growing and getting better every year. I believe in myself, and I believe in my game, and I believe in the work that I put in. And every year, given opportunity, I will produce. So that's my biggest thing. Is I'm not gonna give myself a ceiling. I'm not gonna give myself a cap. I'm always going to say I'm going to be the best I can be and give it my all every single night.
Landry, last time you were here at ACC, you were with the Knicks, obviously, and Jeremy Lin's ascendancy was really at its height, and you guys seem to have good chemistry. The whole team seemed to have really good chemistry. Would you have thought that scant months later you would be gone as a restricted free agent and possibly even Jeremy would be gone from the Knicks as a restricted free agent at that time?
I mean, at that time, no. Like you said, with the whole insanity thing going on, the chemistry was great. You know, the team was playing very well. But going into this offseason, I knew some moves would have to be made in terms of free agency. So very surprised at some things that had happened. But at the end of the day, I'm very, very excited to be here in Toronto.
Brian, I'll ask you, actually. There was at least reports that a potential deal for Kyle might have been available draft night, or you had your eye on him for a while. How good was it for you to not only keep your pick but still get your guy a week or so later and be able to acquire him?
You are right. We had been pursuing the transaction for some time, also trying to size up how the trade might also affect what we did in free agency. Part of it was a concern about what our cap flexibility would be post July 1 and what space we would have. Obviously, we had that ongoing opportunity to amnesty a player. We have until late tonight, in fact, to still do that. But we felt like it would be great to acquire him prior to and have that as the ultimate insurance, but also ultimate supplement to what we were trying to do. The fact that we didn't make the deal leading up to the draft was probably indicative of the structure of the deal wasn't to our liking. We gave them a counter proposal or two. The conversations were going on for at least a week, and ultimately we decided it wasn't in our best interest. But we did file that we think that there's a deal to make later. And again, there's no telling, no assurance that that would happen. But you know, immediately after the draft, we began that conversation again. As things unfolded in free agency, we were on the phone with Houston. One of the things that was a problem for us was giving up the selection. And again, we think with Terrence Ross coming in, we've got another young athletic wing that you know, can do a lot of things defensively and on the offensive end. So to be able to keep that pick or stay in the draft, which was one of the requirements that we had set forth or put forth to Houston, they had those three middle firsts, if you will, 12, 14, and which is 12, 16, and 18 at the end of the day. But it made perfect sense for us to move forward again after the fact, giving up a future first, as you know. But again, the addition of Kyle into that spot again reflects the future of the position and the anticipation that we have for his contribution. So it's worked out very well. It's probably worked out even more favorably for Kyle because there's a little bit more of a clear path, if you will, you know, to him taking that next step. There will be competition across the board with this roster, namely at the point guard spot, assuming Jose comes back. There's going to be competition there, and that's good. That's healthy. It's healthy, and as you know, cream rises to the top, the strong survive, and you know, we'll see how it all plays out. But that's really at every position, you know, across the board. I think Terrence Ross is going to push DeMar. I think you know, Landry and Lennis will be competing for minutes at the 3 spot. We want Ed Davis, who's playing very well out in the summer league, to be pushing Andrea for minutes at the 4 all the time. You're really 2 different styles, so it's probably less of a conflict there. But you know, there's things happening with this roster, and again, competition in practice leads to performance on the court in games.
Follow up on that, maybe. Brian mentioned Calderon, but whether Jose's still here or not when the fall comes around for you, given the opportunity to maybe see the increased role, the increased minutes, and you talked earlier about, you know, Landry signed as a restricted free agent, but you were traded here, but it is a fresh start in a sense based on the way things maybe were unfolding in Houston. So how much is that just an opportunity, you're relishing the fresh start to actually potentially have those keys to the car that you guys talk about?
The fresh start thing, I mean, it's you know, it is what it is. It's a fresh start. It's a new city. It's a new team. It's a new new vibe, I think, in the Raptors organization, and I think, you know, the Raptors they're committed to winning. You know, Brian, you see the moves that they're making, the steps that they're taking to become a relevant team in the Eastern Conference and all through the NBA is definitely going to be is definitely good. A fresh start for me is, you know, it's just another place. You know, it's time to go to work. You know, it's time to make the team better. It's time for me to, you know, show what I can do again. And I've proven it, you know, year after year, and I'm going to keep proving it. So it's always just it's a new mental, you know, breather, and it's time to get back to work, just in a new city.